up, speak out, be seen. I'm Janine Savient. My co-host is Heather Ellis-Drake behind the scenes. And today with us we have Linda Woodgate. Welcome to the summit, Linda.
Thank you, Janine and Heather, for inviting me. I'm looking forward to today, as always.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you back on from the last summit to this one. We're very pleased to see you back again and sharing your beauty with the world. So I'll just read out your bio, Linda. My passion, I love to create space for people to grow and understand their journey more easily and effortlessly. My joy is in supporting you to discover your true life's purpose and how to get there. To live the life where you love to laugh at your antics, whilst understanding the stories that the mind creates. To feel in charge of who you are and where you are and feeling good about that. Feeling the smile go all the way down your body because you have the tools to be happy. To love all the crazy moods you can come up with and know you have the choice to change them and feel proud of making that happen. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, Linda, what I know about you is you do love to have fun and bring fun into life. So I can feel it in your words here, in your bio as well. So what will you be sharing with us today?
Well, Janine, I thought perhaps there were sort of three areas. Well, I'm thinking three areas, but who knows? I'd like to talk a little bit about head massage and for teaching it, and also I'm going to show you a few that you can do on yourself. Also, I think I've called shouting from your rooftops. It's talking to people about sharing their story and feeling comfortable about that. And also the excitement of the new energy of now and ways of working with that energy of now and not upsetting yourself too much and, you know, delving into the deep, dark past of your life. I truly believe there is no requirement for you to do that. So most of this is just telling you a little bit about things that I do and also giving you tools to use as well.
That's fabulous. I noticed by looking on your website, Linda, that you have quite a few modalities under your belt. Natural health practitioner, hypnotherapist. You call yourself an everyday living coach, which I love that title. I've never heard that before. An intuitive life coach. And it seems to me by reading your website that you are a stress buster for people. You help them recognize and alleviate the stresses that they bring into their bodies, into their minds through their everyday living. Would that be correct?
Yeah, absolutely, Janine. We all have our versions of stress. We all have something that stresses us out, whether it's a pill that you have to take on time every day to make you feel better, whether it's the food you eat, whether it's the relationship you're in, whether it's your workmates or your boss or your desire to improve, expand, get promoted. Doing exams, I mean, school children, you know, they have so much stress today with having to do exams, to perform a particular way or time, and also the discipline of actually going to school, which I was never very good at, actually. Anyway, moving on. Stress, long-term stress, what we've got now is a version of low stress long term, and that creates quite a lot of angst in our body, and we may not even know it. There's people I've come across who turn around and say, no, I'm not stressed, but there is always something, and it's being able to recognize that, to be able to discover it, because remember, stress is that fight or flight. It also, long term, if you're in that fight or flight, then your digestive system is closed down. So it's not going to work properly. Your alertness of your senses is alive. So they're going to get tired quicker. And the energy that you require to live every day becomes more and more. And you get foggy brains. There are so many things that happen to you that is created by stress. 85% of lower back pain is created by stress, which is enormous. And a lot of people say, yes, but it's pain. I can feel it. It's physical pain. Well, yes, it is, because it's been there a long time. And you've tried so very, very hard to work with it or work through it, as some people do. Pills aren't, in the nicest possible way, they're comforting if you're in pain, but they're not actually going to get to the cause for you. And that's where you need to be responsible for you and who you are, where you are, and what you are.
Yes. Thank you, Linda. You said before that children are under a lot of stress when they have exams at school, for an example, and that made me taught me down the line that children could really do with learning how to de-stress, couldn't they? Rather than waiting until we're adults and then going along to an intuitive coach or an everyday coach. When we're children, if we were taught this in schools, somebody like yourself to go into a school and teach children how to relax and what it is that's actually the stress is creating in their bodies, that took me along that line of thinking that would be a very good thing to do. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And what is happening slowly but surely in some schools is that they are recognising that and getting people to go into the schools, or getting teachers to actually add that to the curriculum. It's a long process, and there are many stresses for those children, whether they're created by performing for their parents, great, well done, and all those things, and I'm proud of you, son or daughter, and those are expectations that children take on board so easily and create quite a lot of stress inside them. And the exam results, when they come out, how have they performed? When we're at school, we're actually compared to other people. We're actually compared to the results of those tests, of how we did, even if we're not actually taking an exam. And so then later on in life, we're actually told to be unique in our personality, unique as a person. And so there's huge change has to happen for these people. So if children, like you say, I have been in a few schools, but it's really hard to get in. And you have to sort of go and see them quite often to actually get them to embrace you, really. So I do work with children as well, and ask them to share with their friends how they've managed to cope with exams or something that stressed them out, or the performance criteria that we actually set our children. And ourselves, we're really good at that ourselves as well. We try and perform by our culture. We try and get our partners to perform to how we want them to perform. If they're not doing the right thing, they're not wearing the right tie, we get stressed out. Well, they're not our responsibility. Our partners or our friends are old enough to take care of themselves. By all means, we can support them, but we're not responsible for other people. No. We're actually responsible for ourselves, because we're unique. And I know we've been told to put other people first, but, think of the air hostess. She always tells you to put the oxygen mask on first before you help others. And, that's a really good lesson you've got to be the best you can be, the very best you can be. And the only way you can be the best you can be is be unique and put yourself first. Not in a selfish way, but in a kind, loving, caring way. Yeah. Sorry, I got on my high horse then.
No, it's wonderful. It's actually showing ourselves that we do matter to ourselves, isn't it? By considering ourselves and putting ourselves first a lot. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a way of discovering who you are, and getting excited about who you are. So you can be genuine. You don't, you're not there to please other people.
No.
And we often get into that state of, well, I do it just so that they feel happy. We look at someone's face and go, oh gosh, we've upset them now. Look at the state of their face, they're all really grumpy. Well, people's faces are, again, on your responsibility. And just because they look grumpy doesn't mean to say they are. They may just have that sort of face. They may be distracted. They may be thinking about something else. And what we do is we think we have to care for them, make them feel happy, make them feel good, make them feel better. That's not our job. It's not our job.
No.
Just let go of that amazing responsibility that we chose, that we keep thinking we have, and just walk away. The thing really is, when you turn responsibility to support, you can support somebody. Say, am I responsible for that person? And the answer is no, you're not, because they're adults. And so just support them, just care for them and love them, but not more than you care and love for yourself.
No. No, thank you, Linda. So a fabulous next subject for us to move to would be relaxation and alleviating the stress through relaxation. And head massage, I would say. I don't know a lot about head massage. I've never actually had one of your beautiful head massages, but head massage would be a wonderful way of doing that. So I was wondering if you could share with us a bit about the head massage that you teach, its origins, its purpose, and yes, and what you'd like to share with us here and the viewers on that.
Absolutely. The Indian head massage that I teach is based on a very soft, gentle head massage of the upper back, upper arms, shoulders, neck, head, face, and ears. And it takes up to about half an hour. It's very gentle and works on acupressure points. It was discovered by a beautiful Indian man who came to England and was having massage, and nobody touched his head. And coming from India, everybody massages everybody else's heads there. So he developed and researched and developed a head massage that is done sitting in a chair. He still has a college in the centre of London where he teaches people. And the most amazing thing about him is that he is blind. So I've been, I learnt it about, I don't know, over 15 years ago, 16, I can't remember. And a wonderful thing happened was I travelled around New Zealand to start with by going to festivals and doing head massage for people, 10-minute head massage in a chair. And it's a beautiful modality that starts people being touched by someone other than their partner and allowing themselves to actually experience that. There was a lot of people that had never been touched so gently and so calmly before. And it moves them to actually maybe try massage, maybe try something else. And so that's what I love about it. And I absolutely adore teaching it. My premise was to have a coach load of Indian head massage practitioners going around the country into old people's homes, into telemarketing places, and giving everybody a head massage. So I teach it around, at the moment I teach it around New Zealand and Australia. I did teach it in UK, but I don't go over there very much now. So it's mainly in New Zealand. And there is one I'm teaching, excuse me, at the end of June in Auckland. Actually, It's the 1st of July. So let me just give you a few little things that you can do for yourself from this head massage. It's about 40 different 40 different hand movements to do this head massage, which is why it's so lovely. But anyway, these ones are for you personally. So one of the lovely things is, you know, that expression, oh, I could pull my hair out. So it's really good to just grab your hair and pull it, okay? Just give it a good old pull, because there is a muscle between the skull and the scalp, and that muscle needs blood to it. When you get stressed, this tightens. This should move. You know, if you do this to your head, it should move. This is not moving. You're a little bit stressed. Okay, that's one of the places that you carry stress. We carry most of our stress in the top half of our body. So actually working with the parts that we work with has an effect, a vibrational effect all the way down the body. If you like, we're touching muscles at the back of the neck where they, if you like, twang like a guitar down your back. So you can get to all those places that ache. Plus, if you can't be bothered to do that, remember in reflexology, your ears are a complete map of your whole of your body. So you can always sit there with a cup of tea or gin or something like that and just massage your ears. That's another way of de-stressing yourself. There's a nice one. I'm just going to slip my glasses off. There's a nice one where you just push over the top of your ears and you push in really tight and push up. It's really good for taking the wrinkles out of your eyes. But just push this up so it moves. You know, it should move. Another one really which we do, and it's quite relevant to a lot of people, whether it's hay fever or a cold or something like that, we work with acupressure points on the face. So there is one either side of your eyebrows. Now you don't press so that you dent anything, you just hold them gently. And it's quite nice to just close your eyes and breathe and think clean, warm, dry air. Because what you want to do is the air to go up through your nose, which is your filtration system, to clean, warm and dry the air as it goes into your lungs. So it's really good to try and breathe through this. This is what this vacuum's for. There's also points here. These ones are really good for hay fever. These ones here, again, they're sinuses. They're just in here. And so you just hold them again. It's only about 30 seconds. No, it's not long. I don't do anything that takes too long. Okay, and then there's points by your nose. Now, if you use 2 fingers by your nose and think clean, warm, dry air, this one is actually on one that's called facial beauty. And if you hold that for 30 seconds every day, your face will be absolutely beautiful and wrinkle-free. And it's really good for your face. Okay, the other one, just one more on your face, is you've got your jaw points here. And if you crunch your teeth together, you'll find a muscle there. So all you need to do is just hold like this, you know. Just hold it for about 30 seconds again, just focusing on yourself. This is a really good one to focus on yourself. Allow the thoughts in your mind just to pass through. Don't capture them or stop them, just like the thought, like the noises around you. Just allow them to move on and just focus on your body and your breathing. It's not long. It's just a few seconds. And if you did that every day, or at least 3 times a week, you will so notice the difference in your stress levels. And it's really good for you, it's good for your family. If you're not stressed, your friends and your family around you will so appreciate it as well. So if you want to learn it, just connect with me, because it's a beautiful modality, and I still love teaching it, amazingly enough.
It's just lovely. Those different movements that you've just showed us are amazing, and it's like giving ourselves some care, showing that we do care. Self-touch. That one that you showed on making the face beautiful, I can imagine there's going to be many viewers will be interested in that. I myself will be coming back to this interview and picking up all the different hand techniques, hand movements that you've given us today, Linda. I couldn't do them while you were doing them because I might get my hair messed up. So. But I'll definitely be back and I'll take them on board. There's actually one or two there that you have showed me before for the sinuses, so I recognise those ones. So these 5 that you showed us today are part of the 40 that you teach in your class, are they?
Yes, they are. Yeah, there's quite a lot on the face, a lot on the head, obviously. I mean, I didn't show you any on the head. Obviously, you just massage your head, just poke your fingers in and give it a good old massage. But just get that scalp moving. That's one of the objectives. And of course, the shoulders and the arms. You see, our arms carry a lot of stress as well. And it's really quite nice. It's all part of a technique, just to stroke your arms from shoulder to elbow a couple of times. It might seem strange, but it is all part of so many modalities. I'm not going to mention them, but it's nice just to sit there and give yourself a little stroke. Yes. And it's a touch, not nothing mental.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you for that. That's it's been fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I have a tight scalp myself, and I do carry stress at times, so that's definitely one that I'm actually, after this interview, I'm going to give a try, because that was the first one you showed and I thought, oh yes, I'm seeing that, so thank you. So moving on now to the free series that viewers can look at on your website. Does this free series teach people how to present professionally?
Yes.
Sorry, moving straight off the head massage and into the free series.
No, what it is on there, it's the very, very basics of actually presenting, to help you feel comfortable and confident. My experience with actually doing speaker training, public speaking, professional presenting, started a really, really, really long time ago. And just very quickly, I worked with the police and trained 2,500 policemen to actually speak to the public in general, everyday language. And then I moved on to the corporate world and taught CEOs how to present their case, from accountants that were, not boring, but they really are figure orientated, to the marketing guy that's, a little bit too high powered. So bringing senior management to able to converse with the public and everybody else, and their managers, much more easily and much more humanly. And then I got fed up with the corporate world, and so I moved into much more self-employment and work. And in that time, I wanted to use those skills that I had created over 15 years or whatever. And so I worked for charities. And what was so lovely then was charities, everyone is so beautiful and dedicated and passionate about what they want to get money for, funding to run these things. And so what I did was offer my services to them so that they could actually, when you're faced with some very serious people in front of you who have the right to either give you money or not, then people with their passion were unable to share it because they were too scared, too stressed, too just overwhelmed by the people in professional places when all they wanted to do was actually get money to run their particular charity. So I worked a lot with those people as well. And that was beautiful because they got, they were able to get better results. And now, having had all those experiences, I really wanted, and I realize now that more and more people, especially in the last few years, and again, with this summit, that there are people out there that have incredible stories, that have beautiful ways of sharing their information and helping others, supporting others, encouraging others to share their story. But they're too scared, too stressed. How do I start? Where do I start? I might just ramble forever and not get to the point. So from that point of view, I wanted to actually now help those people to share their story, especially with social media now. It's so easy to actually share. It's actually having the confidence, to share that. So what I have done is put a very, very basic stuff on a platform called Udemy, Udemy. And there are 7 little videos on there, which, if you watch them all, it's about half an hour. They're very basic about breathing, about where to look, how, if the lights are in your eyes, also all sorts of little tiny things like that. How to breathe, how to actually project your voice better. Because when we get nervous, we go and we don't have enough breath, and then the breath needs to go over the vocal cords to actually give you that expression. And the wonderful thing about our talking voice is it has much more of a range than a singing voice, amazingly enough. But we don't use it that often because we get so wrapped up in actually what we're trying to say, we forget all the other things. So that's the free one. But also in July, I'm starting to teach around New Zealand, shout from the rooftops. I think I've called it shout from the rooftops, your story, and to help people just get over that so that they can share and feel comfortable and excited. Their life is exciting and fun. And even if the story is telling people about something that happened to them which they felt was unkind, it is still a way of being able to share that emotion without bursting into tears, if you like, but allowing that emotion to be in the right place, to actually be the observer of that emotion and not get involved in it, so that you can tell your story, so that you can share your story. Because I've come across a lot of people that go, well, I'd love to, but I get so involved, I get very, very upset. And so it's also about where to put that emotion. You still need it, but you just need to have it in the right place, so that you can share honestly, genuinely, comfortably your story.
Is that why you call it being a conscious speaker?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And there are so many ways of sharing now, and so easy, and so many people out there with amazing ways of sharing how they got to where they are. And I would just like to help them, just really help them.
I love the way you said before that emotion, you help them move the emotion to where to sit it to the side kind of while they're telling their story, rather than get all caught up in the emotion, so that the story can come out. There is a place for the emotion, but not where it usually comes right out. I really liked that part. So how do they do that? Very quickly, just how do you show them or teach them to move out of their emotion, but still hold it so that the story has some impact?
Well, excuse me. It's all part of now as well. It's all part of who we are now, how things are moving so quickly. And we don't actually get involved. We don't have to get involved in the emotions that come through us. We can be the observer of them. We can, use them as indicators, use them as, don't take them seriously. We don't have to get involved in them. So if somebody was telling the story about some discord, their divorce, or if they've been a battered wife or whatever like that, it's about them being able to show the story and how they got through it, not buying into, if you like, the beating up, for want of a better way of putting it, but how, when they got to their lowest part, what they used and how they used it to actually become themselves again. And so it's using the positive side, using the courageous side, and sharing how they can talk about being low, but focusing more on their courageous, and just paying attention to themselves. Be in that moment. It be in the moment of now, not in the moment of the emotion. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes, I totally understand that, what you're saying. Thank you. So, Linda, over the past few weeks, you have gone through quite a metamorphosis, quite a transition, and brought your healing abilities to a whole new level. Now, I'm not sure whether you want to mention that today while you're on here, but we did have a conversation the other day, which I found intriguing and fascinating. And I just wondered if you would like to just briefly touch on this new part that's coming out within you at the moment, that you'll be able to bring to humanity as a gift.
Thank you, Janine. That's lovely. It's still in the exciting phase of not actually knowing how to put words on it, but I will try. And within that, not try, I will share. It is about the energy of now. It is about getting, before I always talked about move that mood. It's your choice. Move that mood, change that mood, and change it for a better feeling. Have in your toolbox better feelings so you can continue to monitor you and change that mood. So quite recently, one of the modalities I use is spiritual healing, which is a worldwide charity, and I teach the spiritual healing process, modality, if you like. And in that is energy centers and chakras. And so what Janine is aspiring to right now is the fact that I don't actually see us as that anymore. And we are more like the crystalline being. And the crystalline being is of purity vibration, because we vibrate. And I see it, the way I described it was like if you've ever seen silkworm threads, they are the most finest, beautiful silver thread that I've ever seen. And they sparkle. And that's how I see people now. That's how I see them. And so one of the other things, I guess, was that I used to work with my hands off people and work in the energy field. But I'm now not working in the energy field that is around you, but more with the energy field inside you and in the cell structure. And also working with, if I just tell you an example, touching people in certain places. That sounds a bit rude. I don't mean it like that. Touching, and I can't say that I touch their meridians or their energy field or the lymphatic system or a system in the body, because I feel it is the whole body. It's the cellular structure. It's also the cellular memories, I think, within that. And so one of the things that happened when I was practicing on my friend, I guess, was we were talking and she was having a cigarette, and I asked if I could touch her. It's just with 2 fingers, and it's about 20 seconds. Each touch that I do is 20 to 30 seconds, and it's working on something which is very, very deep within the person. So when I touched her, her cigarette went out, and she turned around and said, "That's disgusting. I don't even, it doesn't even relate to it. It doesn't even relate to it now." Mm-hmm. So it was a whole magical moment and overwhelming at the same time, but very exciting that we can actually, I've been saying we don't have to go into the emotional status anymore. We don't have to do that. We can actually keep on feeling better, feeling enjoyed. That's where we're supposed to be. And aiming for that easily. There is no reason for you to buy into and work on, I've got this issue that I need to work on. No, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. You don't have to work on it. You just have to acknowledge it, and working with my friend also worked, I believe, on a DNA level, on a level that I haven't quite really discovered. And it's very quick, I'm used to talking to people and spending time talking to them or listening to them and doing energy work, which takes about 20 minutes. So the whole process now takes about 5 minutes. So
do you hold an intention when you put your fingers on them in a certain place? Like, for instance, with your friend with the cigarette, did you hold the intention as you touched her that she would turn her back on smoking or anything like that at all? Or do you clear yourself and just become the channel of the energy?
It's amazing you ask that, because before I used to tune in and check in and clear my energy field and all those things. And this I have no idea what it's going to do when I touch you. I've also discovered I can do it remotely, which is even more scary. And I've no idea what part of you that is, and whether it's an addiction or ill-at-ease, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, whether it's something else, ME, any of those. Or even, yesterday I was working with someone, and the thing really that came up was this, the cultural belief system that you're brought up in, okay, which is really, really deep within you, against the consciousness of now, and the fight that this person was having inside of them, because they couldn't live up to their cultural belief. And the person now doesn't believe in that. But there is a fight going on inside somewhere, which was creating a very depressed feeling for that person. And so, the intent came out then, because that's what he was talking about at the time. So, yes, I touched him a lot, his chest and his back, in different places, but for three moves in about a minute.
And how was he feeling at the end of it? Any change?
I haven't spoken to him today, but he certainly brightened. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Wow. I love these new modalities that are actually coming out now. There's, and you're the second one to have shared with me in the last couple of weeks how they're used to working for with a client for half an hour to an hour, and now it's like 10 to 15 minutes. So because it's so quick, and the change is so quick within the person. So it's really fascinating in these times to see all these new gifts that are coming through, or perhaps they're very old ancient gifts and they're being remembered. So yeah, it's fabulous. Thank you, Linda. So Linda, you've got your Indian head massage workshop in Auckland on the 1st of July, your Shout from the Rooftops workshop in Auckland on the 2nd of July. And is there any others coming up that you wish to speak of here before we finish, so that the viewers can hear what's coming up in the future?
There are a few things happening. I've just got to settle some dates, and the best way is to look at my website. As soon as I've got something happening, I'll just put it on the dates on my website. But also, please, if you're interested and you can't make it to Auckland, just drop me a line and I'll put you on the list and get to you soon, because I also work, with other modalities. I don't actually have to physically see you. It was just a way this time of actually working with a group of people. But I also work on the Skype modalities to help people feel good, comfortable, caring about themselves.
Yes.
That's my objective, is for anyone who has a story, for all people to feel good about themselves, be in the now. Don't buy into your emotional status. Pay attention to yourself, always look to feel good. Always look for the better part of who you are, because you are an amazing person, and you are unique. So please don't compare yourself to anybody else, because it's pointless. Totally pointless.
Thank you, Linda. I read a sign the other day as I was driving along the road down south, and it said, my glass is half filled and the first half was delicious. So, and I really enjoyed that. So thank you. And all your credentials and your links are down underneath your interview here. Heather will put them all down. And I must say that you have a beautiful monthly newsletter that comes out as well, if people are interested in that. So on behalf of Heather and myself, we'd like to thank you so much for coming and joining us on the summit again, Linda. It's been fabulous to share time with you again.
Thank you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And it's great to see you guys. And also thank you for actually helping people like me get out there to other people. It's magical. Thank you.
Thank you.